am I rooting for Conor McGregor? Man, Conor McGregor is set to fight Jose Aldo in just days from now, about a week from now. Am I rooting for Conor or am I rooting for Jose Aldo? Well, it's weird how I'm a little out of breath. I'm doing some push-ups. I'm working out. It's a little weird how mixed martial arts works, and this could go for boxing, any sport really. But I especially noticed it in boxing, and I noticed it in mixed martial arts. You just root for one person or the other. Now me, I watch a lot of fighting, so a lot of times I'm watching just to see who wins. And there are fights where I'm not rooting because I'm just curious. Sometimes, a lot of times I'm such a fan that a lot of times I just like both guys. But with certain fighters, you definitely root for them or you root against them, and I think Conor McGregor is definitely one of those fighters. I've always rooted for Conor McGregor. I've been on YouTube for the last at least couple years doing videos about Conor McGregor from when he was, just coming into the UFC. And I've always really rooted for him. I'm like, he was kind of like the underdog. Well, he was the favorite actually fighting Jose Aldo when Aldo pulled out, and he was the underdog fighting Chad Mendes, and it was cool to see him beat Chad Mendes, although I expected him to beat him. But something's happened now. I mean, I've always completely rooted for McGregor. I don't know if I'm rooting for Conor McGregor. I don't know. I'll probably know when the fight starts. Maybe I'll be rooting for one or the other. Because I don't know, something has clicked in me, and I'm like, part of me is rooting for Jose Aldo now. And there was no part of me who was rooting for Jose Aldo before. I kind of feel sorry for the guy a little bit. Like, I don't know if I feel sorry for him, but for some reason I'm rooting for him. Maybe it's because a lot of people don't like Conor McGregor because he's so cocky and this and that. And I think maybe that's finally kind of made its way to me. I'm not a hater. I've been a huge fan of McGregor, and actually I did talk on that when he injured his knee, when Conor injured his knee and was out. He was, in interviews, I'm the baddest man. It's like, dude, if you're injured, you're not the baddest anything. Because I could kick you in the leg, and you can't fight. You're not the baddest anything. You're not even healthy to fight. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, this guy's it's all talk. Then he got better, and he was fighting again, and I really liked him again. And I always liked him, but I gotta say, all this talk about I'm gonna beat Jose Aldo, I'm gonna go to 155 and just fight, Dos Anjos or whoever's the champion. I don't know. It just seems like I'm almost kind of rooting for Aldo in this fight. I don't know for sure, but the tide has something has happened, and I don't even know exactly what it is. But I think it's just like maybe it's after the Ronda Rousey thing, just being too cocky. Guys, two things in MMA never pan out well: being super cocky and clowning around, not taking your opponent serious is a big mistake in mixed martial arts. I can't even list all the times that we've seen opponents not take their opponent serious and get a huge serving of humble pie. Like, really. Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman comes to mind. Anderson's done that type of stuff before, but he was really laying it on, man. And your hands down, and he was really clowning around, and he was doing that the fight before. He just kept getting worse. And you have to respect your opponent, especially when you're going in there like somebody, like say somebody like Chris Weidman, who's never even lost a fight, never loses. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like the same. I don't know. I'm kind of like McGregor's looking past Aldo. Aldo has not lost in a long time. Now, granted, I've never been a big Aldo fan. There's so many 5-round fights, and granted how good he is, and stringent drug testing may be a factor in this fight too. I mean, Aldo is Brazilian. I believe most Brazilian fighters, they're taking testosterone for sure, and I think they have in the past. And that could play a factor in this fight, and may have been why this fight has not taken place yet. Why he pulled out the first time before, I don't know. But they are drug testing more in mixed martial arts, and compared to say 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And if Aldo was taking testosterone, which I think he probably, there's no doubt that's all these guys. But say he can't get away with it as much as he could before, that could be a factor in this fight. We have not seen Aldo fight in a long time. But I don't know, man. Something about Conor McGregor, just like how he's going to... Because I personally, I don't think he's going to walk through everybody in the 155 division. I said Conor McGregor should stay at 145. If he were to go... If he beats Aldo, okay, to go fight for the title at 155, if they're offering him that, I'd say, yeah, go for it. Because if you lose, you came out of your division. You see what I'm saying? If you lose, it's not a big deal. You still didn't lose. You still have the belt at 145. And then, of course, if you win, you got everything to gain. And now you're the champ at 155. But, say he were to win, could he defend that belt at 155? He has a much harder time than he would defending it at 145. I mean, he doesn't really have too much competition at 145 other than Aldo, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out, but I have to say I'm not extremely rooting for Conor McGregor. I think this is going to be one of those fights I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan, so don't get me wrong. That'd be so awesome to see him win at 145 or win at 155. But, is that realistic? Is it really going to happen? Is your head getting too big? It's possible. It is possible. So I think this is one of those fights. I'm just really curious. It's been so long. That we've been talking about this fight. And my opinion and perspective on it has changed due to just time passing and situation changing. But as of right now, I'm just going to kind of sit back and watch the fight. And guys, I think a lot of people might be sleeping on Aldo. I don't think McGregor is going to just beat him in one round. I think it's going to be... I still kind of see Conor McGregor beating him. But I think it's going to take a few rounds. And Aldo's got great movement. I can't see him just standing there getting lit up. I just don't see it. I see him moving around, using his footwork. A lot of these other guys with McGregor, they just kind of just stand there and they watch him move around. Aldo's fast. He needs to move around, get in. Man, he could throw some blitzes and I think the size factor. I can't really say that Dennis Seaver's a very big guy. There are some other guys that are big, but Aldo's always kind of been the bigger guy in the division. Conor McGregor is definitely bigger than a lot of these other guys. But hey, not Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a big dude. At 145, he was big. So so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But I'm curious. I think it's going to be cool either way. If McGregor loses, he's the type of a guy that he could lose and he'd probably congratulate Aldo right there. And I don't think he'd be like Ronda Rousey. I don't think it would affect his ego or anything. I don't even think it'll really affect his career. If Conor McGregor loses, I don't think it'll affect his career at all. He'll win his next fight. He'll still have big fights. He's still a big star and everything. So, and people are still gonna love him. And I don't see Conor McGregor, going in there and just having like a horrible performance. I mean, he's the type of guy that, even if he were to lose, he's still so much fun to watch that people are gonna like him. But I think, I don't know, man. I kind of might be rooting for Aldo in this fight. It's like, I don't even know if I had to bet money. I don't even know, it's not even so much who I'm rooting for. It's like, who do I think is going to win? I don't know. I just don't know, and I don't even know who I'm rooting for. But I'm really excited for the fight, and I'll see you guys later.